Grand Rising. You other nations, now that you're coming to the end of your reign, you should have taken the advice of the Persians and Medes. They were well aware that the Most High controls absolutely everything, the blessings and the curses of the Israelites as well as the Gentiles. We take a quick look here at the lost tribes from outer space. Check this out. It says right there, from the one end of the Old Testament history to the other, he preferred to give foreign nations the chastising role that seemingly should have been his. In view of this, it is hard not to attribute political ulterior motives to him and think that in the case mentioned above, for example, the destruction of his temple by the Chaldean army and the exile of the Judean elite in Babylon were not too high a price to pay for the recognition by Cyrus that followed. Cyrus had the same temple rebuilt and publicly acknowledged Yahweh. This is the word of Cyrus, king of Persia. The Lord, the God of heaven, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he himself has charged me to build him a house at Jerusalem and Judah. So see, Gentiles can admit the fact that the Most High gives them opportunities to rule and to reign, and that they need to acknowledge him. See, what you guys did was you got your opportunities to rule and reign, and you made up a fake God, made up a fake religion. You forced the Most High's people to, break covenant with their power. You forced them to follow your God. So you did everything wrong. You did not acknowledge the power that the Most High had given you. You wanted to take credit for absolutely everything. So right here it says, this is the word of Cyrus the king of Persia. The Lord, the God of heaven, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he himself charged me to build him a house at Jerusalem and Judah. To every man of his people now among you, I say, God be with him, right? And let him go to Jerusalem and Judah and rebuild the house of the Lord, the God of Israel, the God whose city is Jerusalem. So these that right here, right? So it says, to every man of his people now among you. Now, see, you guys didn't even have that opportunity because your pastors and priests and politicians have gone out of their way to disconnect us from our power and to actually act as if we are African American. We are black. They cut us off from being a nation, Psalms 83. So you didn't even have this opportunity. You people who have been aligned with Psalms 83 maybe didn't even realize it. This is what has happened. So that's why you don't have any wise counsel at this point. So again, check that part out right there. To every man of his people, it's talking about the Most High, to every man of his people, a house, okay? Hold on, every man of his people, now among you, I say, God be with him, and let him go to Jerusalem and Judah and rebuild the house of the Lord, the God of Israel, the God whose city is Jerusalem. So that's why you have to know who the Israelites are, so you know who to bless. Cyrus here wasn't just blessing anybody. He was blessing the Israelites. He was doing what the Most High wanted him. He wanted them to go back and rebuild the temple, and he helped them. And see, other nations, it's like, that's why in Genesis, I will bless them that bless you, bless them and bless the Israelites, curse them that curse them. If you don't even know who Israel is, how do you know who to bless? This is all part of the game to get you to curse the true people because they were going down and they're trying to take as many of you with them. His acknowledgement entailed a reward. Yahweh did not hesitate to give it to him by betraying his covenant with Israel. So for a time, he took away the covenant away from us and gave it to you. He took the blessings away from us and gave them to you. And see, and you guys thought that you got to treat us a certain way, and then you're going to be raptured away. That was going to be your blessing as getting raptured away. But see, yes, sometimes the blessing does go to the other nations for a time. And King Cyrus was well aware of this at this time. So he knew to be blessing these people when he had the blessing. So again, his acknowledgement entailed a reward. Yahweh did not hesitate to give it to him by betraying his covenant with Israel, as is shown by these words, in Cyrus's proclamation. The Lord God of heaven has given me all the kingdoms of the earth. This text legalized by the Bible, has an unquestionable juridic value. Yahweh gave Israel's inalienable rights to the Persians only provisionally, of course. Now see, that goes for you other nations as well. You got the blessings provisionally for a time while we were going through our punishment. There is absolutely nothing new under the sun. So the Most High blesses us and curses us as a people. He chastises us, and then he redeems us. And that's what you're seeing going on right now. This is why your whole understanding of prophecy is just totally shot and out the window, because your nations, your leaders have gone out of their way to destroy the Israelites as a people. It wasn't meant to be forever. But see, you guys wanted us to be at the bottom forever. You've taught these people that we are nothing, and we were always going to be nothing. That is why you cannot understand prophecy today. History should be your teacher. Persians and Medes here, they knew that they were only going to be getting this blessing for a time. They were only going to get it provisionally. So while they had it, they wanted to make sure that they were doing right by the people, because they were well aware that eventually the Most High was going to turn his face back to his people. If you see, you guys here in this society thought you were going to be on top, that you've always been on top. That's why your history has been hidden, to make it seem as if you've always been here and that you've always been on top. This is why this is what happens kind of like when you steal someone else's history. You stole in our great history. You stole in our covenant. That's why Paul gave us a covenant. Paul said there's a covenant between us and the other nations. I mean, between the Gentiles and God now, and that Israel has just been swept away. And this is that you know that the Most High gives you these blessings provisionally for a time, not forever. And that's what you're seeing going on right now. Now you're seeing that time that you had the blessings provisionally is all done. And now it's time for the switch. It's time for our people to stand back up and be put back on top, and you to go back to your rightful position. Shalom.